So now we've got our collage completed. Hopefully you followed the instructions and it's well cut out. The objects are stuck down accurately and flat, and you've got your name written in the bottom right hand corner, and the frame is well presented. The next thing to do is to transfer this image onto there. We're going from an A5 collage to an A4 sheet of paper, so in some senses it's twice as big. However, if you've ever copied a A4 to A3 piece of paper on a photocopier, or you've copied an A5 to an A4 piece of paper on a photocopier, then you'll note that you don't do it 200%, you do it just over 140% to be accurate. So, because if you imagine, if I made everything double the size, the fish there is about 15 centimeters long, and this paper is a little bit less than 30 centimeters, so it wouldn't fit in the space and you wouldn't even have these gaps. So we're going to concentrate on enlarging every measurement by 1.5 times, okay, 1.5 times. So to put that into context, when you did your still life painting, you did your gridded enlargement, and then you went from your gridded enlargement and you did squares and you doubled the size of each square to come up with your painting. That was using a grid to enlarge a picture. The method we're going to use today is not a grid, it's going to be using points of reference, and this is how you are going to do it. So we said you're going to enlarge everything by 1.5. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find the lowest point. So the lowest point here, probably the fin and the tail fin probably line up about the same level. Make sure the page, it's pretty horizontal to the bottom of the page. The next point, furthest point, is probably about there, so that's touching the end. And the next point, keeping at a right angle also. Don't tilt the ruler, is the tip of the fish. And then finally the next point is this top fin, keeping the ruler horizontal. So those are my maximum dimensions, my drawing, and ultimately my painting are going to fit into there. So let's do our check. So our basic measurements are 15.4 by 8.2. So we need to do those 1.5 times the size. (23.1), 12.3, so 12.3, 12.3. Make sure these are right angles. 12.3, and as we said, this was so that's correct. Okay, so that's our correct size. So this now is 1.5 times the size of this. So the next thing for us to do is to put in our key points of reference. So I'll just do a couple so you understand what comes next. So let's just do the back half. So if it was me, I'd put point of reference in there. I'd probably put one there. I might put one here, might put two there actually, and let's just put one in the middle. And just as a matter of checking, I'm going to put one which goes from the top of the tail, which goes right across there, and I'm going to put one which goes, make my ruler accurate and level, horizontal, one which goes there. So you'll see what I'm going to do now. So first of all, the distance between there and there is exactly 2 centimeters. So 1.5 times 2 is 3. So I know the tip of this part of the fin is going to go about there. This part here between there and there is 4 millimeters. So I know that's going to be 6 millimeters. So I know the tip between there and there is going to be 6, and that's about 2 millimeters wide. So I know this part is going to be 1.5 times 2 millimeters is 3 millimeters. I'm going to put these in, and you'll see why in a moment. So that is 2.8. So 2.8 times 2. If I look where this meets that, so that is between there and there is 3.4. So 3.4 times 1.5. Again, you can use a calculator for this. 5.1. So 5.1 centimeters in, I know that's where this starts to go around. So I know I can do this by eye. I know that goes to there, and then it starts to go in. And then obviously this goes a little bit further back. I could measure it if I want, but then that's quite straight, so I can draw that freehand. And then you do your points of reference. So you might want to work out what the distance between there and there is, what the distance between there and there is, how far down that space is, so you can work out where it starts to curve. So that's how you build up your points of references. Currently, to do this, I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think I measured that too, so probably about 9. Overall, you're probably going to have between 20 and 30 of these points of references. And that's an accurate way to enlarge, which is a different technique from doing a gridded enlargement. So you can see how we're taking these points of reference to help us create the shape. And finally, if we finish this off, so now you can see I finished off the shape. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's about 20 points of reference in total to get the shape. Some students will complete it with a few less, some people with a few more. So next thing we need to do is we need to draw out our wrappers.